Hello everyone. So today we are here for a small course on Excel. Excel, as we all know, it's one of the greatest utility which has been given by Microsoft Office for a lot of calculations as well as data analysis part. We can analyze the data, we can graphically represent the data, we can represent the data in form of pivots, tables, all of that stuff. So Excel is one of the best, I can say, analytics utility which has been given by Microsoft. From normal user to a complex kind of situation, we use Excel. So now here I am going to use one of the latest version of Microsoft Office, that is Office 2019, which I am using here. And in that Excel 2019 version of Excel I am going to use. Like many of the people use still using Excel 2007, which is a very old kind of version, and many of the feature does not work in that. So I just prefer for this course you must have Excel 2010 to 2019, any of the version, either it is 10, 13, 16 or 19. So let's start with this. So very first I'm going to open the Excel. So I'm going to type here the shortcut as Excel over the run, and I'll go on blank worksheet. That's my blank worksheet which I have to open. Now the very first day, I used to always start from the functions. As you all see that this is the Excel first workbook. In this we are having different sheets, not different basically, only one sheet is default. We have here A, B, C, D, these kind of columns, and here we have rows 1, 2, 3, 4. And a intersection of that is known as cell. So you can see here at the name box, I placed my cursor over here and it is shown as B2. At the top, we are having tabs: File tab, Home, Insert, Page Layout, Formula, Date, Data, Review View, kind of. So we'll come to these parts also. But for the time being, we are starting with the function. So we have a categories of function. So for the very first day, we'll start from the basic set of function. Now, basic set of functions are very important because in that we have to we get the base of the Excel and the functions. So you can see we are having a blank worksheet. We are not having any data in this. So first let's create the data. With data also that we are going to create on the spot. So I'm having here name. I'm having some, let's suppose we are just creating one of the grade sheet of student. It could be class 10th, 12th, BTech, or 5th, 6th, any of the class. We are just creating a grade sheet. So we have name, we have subject 1. I'm not writing the subject names, I'm just writing subject 1 like this till subject 5. Then I want total over here. I want percentage. I want status, whether they are pass or fail. I want grades. I want rank. All these stuff I require. Now, as a demo purpose, if I'm going to start writing the name around 20 or 15 or 30 names, it will take a lot of time. So what I'll do, I'm already having a list. I'm going to use that list over here. So I'll type A and we'll drag it downwards. So you can see we are getting A to Z. But in your case, when you're going to type A and drag downwards, you might not get all A, B, C, D. You get like this A. Why I am getting this ABCD? Because I have created a name manager over here. I have created a list over here. Not the name manager, list over here. So let's first create few names. How to create a list, custom list, I'm going to show you. So let's create few name over here. So let's just write few name. So I'm just writing over here as एक सिद्धार्थ So few names. Now I want that these names should be in a list. If I write any of the name like Ajit and drag it downwards, I should get all the names. So for this, what I'll do, I'll go to my file ribbon or file tab. I'll go to the last options. In options, we are having advanced. I'm going to click on this advanced option. And advanced, if I go down under general option, we are having here edit custom list. I'll click on this. Now you can see few of the names are already created there. Few of the lists are already there. This is a previous list which I have made. This is ABCD, which that's why I got ABCD, all of them. Now I want to insert this list over here. So I'll just select from here this arrow key, select, click on import, and you will see the data has been imported. I click on OK, OK, and finally done. Now write any of the name, drag, you will get all the name in the list. And this is not only for this particular workbook, any of the workbook you are going to open, you will get this kind of stuff. So this is how we can create a list. Now for the demonstration purpose, I also require the name, the marks. Now manually typing all the marks 26 into 5 times is very difficult and also a time consuming process. So for the demonstration purpose, I'm going to use one of the formula which is named as rand between. Now this formula does not have any production value because if from this formula we used to get some random numbers, and random numbers which are dynamic means when I click outside and again click anywhere or I just edit any formula, they will automatically change. So first let's insert the formula is equal to rand between. We have to give bottom and top number. So bottom I am giving 30 and top I am giving 99. So I have inserted few numbers, bottom, top. So 63 is here. Now I am going to go to the subject 5, and as a shortcut I am going to press Ctrl R. Ctrl R is shortcut to fill right hand side. I am writing over here the shortcuts also. Ctrl plus R to fill right. Control plus D to fill down. Now I'll select the last and I press Control D. So now you can see all the marks has been filled up. But the problem is when I click outside and again click, marks are changing. So I have to fix it. I need to make them number. I do not want the formula over here. So what I'll do, I'll select all the marks. For this, I can press Ctrl Shift arrow keys. That's a shortcut to select the data. I'll copy or Ctrl C. And here we have option paste. In this paste, we are having paste as values. This will remove the formula and paste only values. And finally, we are having all the values. So now my base data has been prepared, which is required for this working. The data has been prepared. Now it's not changing because it's now numbers, not the formula. Now let's get total. So for that, a very simple formula is equal to sum, and I'll select the whole range. So when we have to define a range, it's always having a colon. B2, that's my first cell link, and F2 the last cell link, which I need to do a sum of. So is equal to sum B2 colon F2. So I got 286 over here. Let's drag, and all these have been filled up. So a very simple formula is equal to sum B2 colon F2. Now I have to get the percentage. So there are a lot of ways of getting the percentage. I can divide this total by 500 and I'll get the percentage. I can use sum function. So many of the functions are there. But I'm going to use one of the function, that is average. Because either we take out average or we say it's a percentage. They both are kind same. In average we will not have a percent sign, whereas in percentage we are going to have a percent sign. But that also we are going to see that how we can add percent sign. So I'll select these all 5. So it's equal to average P2 colon F2. It's going to give me the average of these values. That I got 57.2%. Let's track, and we got in all of them. But as it is written percentage, so we require percentage should be there. So I divide this by 100 so that I can add a percent sign. And from this option at home ribbon numbers, I'm going to add a percent style and increase 2 decimal places. And now we are having all of them in percentage. So I just use a formula is equal to average, select all the values to whom we want to get the average, divide by 100. And then I have added percent sign and this 2 decimal places I have increased. Now let's talk about status, whether the student is pass or fail. So here the criteria has been given to us. If student got 50% or above, then pass, else fail. So if student got 50% or above, then pass, else fail. That's the criteria which has been given to us. So now in this condition, this is basically a condition which has been given. I'm going to use a condition that is equal to if function, logical function. Now in this we have to do a logical test. So logical test, value if true and value if false. And whatever has been written in the square brackets, they are not the mandatory part. Means if you are not going to give them in the function, then also your function is going to work. They are not the mandatory part. Right? So let's use this function for getting pass or fail. So I'll go to my status and I'll type is equal to if my percentage, that is H2, is greater than or equal to 50%. So this is my logical test which I did. Then if it is true, give me pass. If not, then give me fail. So is equal to if H2 is greater than or equal to 50%, then pass, else fail. So I got over here pass, rest, lot of pass. We have 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 fail, rest all are pass. When I told this to management that 5 students are fail, rest all are pass, they told I think you did something wrong. I said to you that if student got 50% or above in each subject, then pass, else fail. So I said, okay, this has to be done, this will be also done. So now in this case, what we have to do is, we have to go for one more logical function, that is AND. With AND, we are also going to talk about one more logical function OR. So first I am writing the syntax of AND is equal to AND logical 1, comma, logical 2, logical 3, and so on. Means many of the logics could be there. In the same way, we have to also work on OR. So in place of AND, it will be OR. So if all logics are true, it reverts true. If any logic is false, it reverts false. Means if you are checking 10 logics and in that 10 logic 9 are true but 1 is false, you are going to get false. And OR is just the opposite of it. That if all logics are false, it reverts false. If any one logic is true, it reverts true. So in case of OR, if I give an example, for example, either you have a sports quota or you must have got 80% in your 12th, then only you are going to admit it to the college. So a person who is having sports quota and got 50%, they are admitted. A student who have got 80%, no sports quota, admitted. But a student who has 79% and no sports quota, not admitted. Because both of the conditions are false now. So in this case, whatever they have told, in this case, we have to use AND function. So let's insert one more shell over here, or column over here. And an OR only gives us true and false. It does not give us any kind of values. So we have to use them with if. Is equal to if, I'll use AND. Is this logic is greater than or equal to 50? This is greater than or equal to 50. This is greater than or equal to 50. This one is greater than or equal to 50. And this one is greater than or equal to 50. If all of them are greater than or equal to 50, then pass, else fail. Now many of the students used to ask me, do we have any shortcut of writing it like B2 colon F2 greater than or equal to 50? The answer is no. You do not have any shortcut of writing it. You have to check manually one by one. So now the student is fail and most of them are fail, only few of them are pass. So quickly I'm just making some of them pass so that at least we have a list of few people who are pass. Right, so I'll just quickly do it. So just making it few of them pass so that we can see at least many as pass and few as fail. On the basis of that only we have to do our more analysis concept. So there's a list of fail people. I'm going to make them pass. Okay, this is the last one which we are making pass and then moving on to the next step. So we have made some of them pass and some are fail. Now we used to get the grades. So you can see in this case, all are greater than 50, that's why pass. Here we have one less than 50, fail. Let's make this also pass because only one subject it is fail. Here 2, 3, 4, 4 subject fail, so that's why fail. Here we have all pass, all greater than 50, that's why pass. Here also all greater than 50, here we have 3 subject, 4 subject less than 50 fail. So kind of information we have got. Now let's go for grades. So they have said that if student is fail, no grades need to be awarded. If pass, then 80% or above, A plus. 70% or above, A. 60% or above, B plus. 50% or above, B. Since we know it quite well, below that it is all fail. So now in this case, we have to use multi-level if, or I used to say it nested if. So we have to use nested if or multiple if. So what is nested if? We are going to check a logic test. We are going to type the value is true. But if false, we are again going to check a logic. Again true, we are going to type a value. Again at the case of false, we are again checking with if a logic. So this is the kind of thing which we have to do into this. So let's check is equal to if the status is equal to fail, then no grades need to be awarded. But if pass, then again check if this percent is greater than or equal to 80%, give me A plus. If not, then again go for if this is greater than or equal to 70%, give me A. If not, again check if this is greater than or equal to 60%, give me B plus, and below that I know all of them are B. So let's close the brackets, whatever we have. A cheat code is there that last bracket will always be a black bracket. So you can see the last is always a black bracket. It means all the brackets has been closed. So let's press enter, and here we got the grades. So this is a function which we have used. Is equal to if J2 is equal to fail, give me blank. If H2 is greater than or equal to 80, then give me A plus. If not, then again check if H2 is greater than or equal to 70%, give A. If not, then again greater than or equal to 60%, give me B plus, else B. So whoever is failed, we haven't got any grade. Whoever is passed, we got the grade. So this is known as nested if. Now let's move on to rank. Many of the time people used to say me that take out the rank, but only of those people who are pass. Do not take out the student grade who are fail. But as a demonstration purpose, I am showing you all grades, sorry, all ranks. And in the next sheet, I'll show you only for those students who are pass. So for rank, I'm going to use a formula is equal to rank. This is my number, which I need to check the rank of. Now I have to give a reference. So from where you want to check this number, in which range you want to check this number. That's my whole range. Pressing F4 for freeze, because if you will not freeze it, what will happen? Row number will automatically increase while you drag downwards. So H2 will become H3, H27 will become H28, H3 will become H4 in the next, and H29. So like this, when reference will change, will not get the right range. So shortcut is F4 to freeze, or you can manually add the dollar sign, because this fix your shell. It fix your range. Comma. What type of order you want to use? Ascending or descending? I want to use descending because highest number first. So I'll select 0. And here we got 10th rank. Let's drag. And this is all the rank which we used to get. Now you must be seeing that fail people are also getting the rank, but I used it because I need to know who got 26th rank, who got 25th rank, all these kind of thing also. So let me copy this much of part to the next sheet also and show you that how we can get specifically pass people rank. So insert one more sheet and paste it as values, and we'll change all the percentage to percentage. Now let's get over here. Only for those rank, only for those who are pass. So for that, first I need to sort the data on the basis of this status 1. So I'll click my cursor over here. I'll go to my home ribbon, and in home ribbon we are having custom sort and filter, and here custom sort. In this we have to sort by status 1. A to Z or Z to A? Z to A, because P comes after F. So that's why Z to A. Now all pass are at the top and all fail are at the bottom. So let's get the rank of them. Is equal to rank. This is my number, comma. Select the range only till pass. Do not go beyond this. And descending. So here we have got the rank for only pass student, will not get the rank for the fail student. So we have first sorted the data on behalf of status 1, then we have checked only on between these options. So this is what we used to do in this basic set of formulas. Now they are not the end. We are going to work on some more one. So let's find it out. Maximum percentage, minimum percentage, third highest percentage, third lowest percentage, then total students. I also need to do grade count. Grades count. How many got A plus, how many have got A, how many got B plus, and how many got B, and how many got no grades also. So this is what we have to calculate over here. Now for maximum, we have a very simple function is equal to max and select all the percentage. That's going to give me all the maximum value of the percentage. So we got 87%. So if I see the first rank of the student, here we have 87%. Minimum is equal to min, and let's select all the percentage. Close the bracket, and here we have the minimum percentage 43.20. The third highest, so is equal to large. We have to use a function large for any number of nth number of highest. Large function has to be used. Select whole percentage, comma, which number you want to check? Third, so write 3. I am getting something in values, so I can just click over here, percent style, increase the decimals, and it will be done. But I can use one more thing. I click on the above one, which is having percent style. I'll go to format painter. I click on it and will format it in the same way. Is equal to small for small, lowest, third lowest. So I'll select the all, comma, 3 and close the bracket. So 46.40. So this is how we can get the highest and lowest kind of marks. So is equal to max for the top number, is equal to min for the lowest, is equal to large and specific number for nth number, is equal to small number for nth number, not total students. So I'll use the function is equal to count, and we'll go to the student name. I'll select all the student name and close the bracket. But count gives me 0. Why? Because count only counts the numeric values. It does not count any kind of alphanumeric value. That's why it's giving me 0. So if you have to count anything except blank, you have to use count A. Count A counts anything except blank. So we got total number of students are 26. So count when you have to count numbers, and count A with anything except blank. Now I need to do the grade count. So here certain criteria has been given if student got A plus. So now in this case I have to use a function is equal to count if, because here we have a criteria. So let's select the range of grades. I'll freeze it by pressing F4. Might be in someone's laptop or computer it works with function F4. So that you have to check your laptop. Comma criteria is over here, which is I have written over here. If you want to manually put, you can type double quotes A plus. But that is a lengthy part because 4 times we have to put the same function. So that's why I freezed over here, so that when we drag it should not change. and N4 is unfreezed because that I want to change. So 5 people have got A plus, 8 got A, 2 got B plus, and no one have got B. So that's my count. So total number of 15 students are passed. So if I'll check over here, that student have got grades. So I can see at the bottom of it, it says the count 26 because it's also counting the blank one. But if you'll see 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11 are blank. It means 15 are passed. Right? So this is how we can calculate with the help of COUNTIF function. Now no grades, so we can easily get it. We have very well-versed function named as is equal to count blank, and I'll count the whole range over here. It's going to count the blank grades. Blank grades are no grades. Means blank spaces, blank cells are no grades. So I got 11. So this is what we can do into this particular scenario of basic functions. Now the link for this workbook we are going to put in the description box. So please click on that link and you can download this book, this Excel sheet from there. So for this time, we are ending with this first part of it, and we'll come back with the second video